Welcome to Rack of the Week 195. In keeping with the last few racks of the week, so I'm not showing myself. I'm featuring some players that I've been meaning to get to for a while. And this week is going to be Steve Kurtz. Before we get into the rack, I want to say thank you to my supporters on Patreon and YouTube. John, Christian, Rick, Tom, Brian, Chris, James, John, Corby, Michael, Richard, Fahad, another Richard, Indian Heathen, Charlie, Ken, Rainier, Fred, Leroy, and Christopher. I do appreciate your support very much. Thank you. Steve Kurtz is kind of a kindred soul, although I've never met, and I hope to meet him sometime soon. He is a 100-ball runner in straight pool and also has a goal of running 200 balls. More importantly, he runs the Straight Pool League, Bayshore Billiards Straight Pool League. It's on Long Island. It's a great league, and he posts regularly to Straight Pool Fanatics. You can see matches, live streamed matches, and updates to the scores of all the competitors in the league. So check that out, and I'll put a link in the description to the video that this rack is from, where I think he runs like 69 balls during a league match. Let's take a look at the rack. You can see that Steve's got a below-the-rack break shot that's very close to the rail. And I've shot these once in a while when you have a key ball that lets you get this cue ball right on the rail below that ball, and it's close to it. It's a pretty sharp angle, which means you've got lots of energy going into the rack. Now, you've got to make sure you hit it accurately so it doesn't rattle. But this can be a very effective break shot. Let's see how Steve does. Just a straight high ball, when you put force into it, that cue ball is going to stay on the tangent line, go into the rack. And you saw the cue ball, after it hit the rack, it went to the rail and straight back out, and then it hit something else and stopped or bounced back. Sometimes it finds a way through over to here or something like that. And Steve's going to, he's a pretty quick player. I'm going to pause him for a second. We'll do a real quick rack analysis. This is going to be a quick one, by the way. You notice that he only has a couple of shots. I'd say two very reasonable shots, and that's this ball on the side, the one ball in the corner. So I think it's an easy decision to shoot this one because you want to bump this ball maybe into this ball. You have these two balls back this way as insurance. So that's a pretty standard opener. I think every straight pool player is going to make that choice. It just depends on what you're going to do with the cue ball. Do you stop it? Do you draw it back? Who knows? As far as rack analysis further, we've got a high and outside break ball with the 9 here. One of these could become a break ball, but we're not sure. The other thing that's nice is there's no trouble balls. There's nothing. I mean, the only ball that's on the rail is the 7. There's nothing tied up other than these two, which we're going to open up right now. We're hoping, and what I would be thinking about when I shoot this is I want to shoot it with a speed that I don't just nudge this ball over here and it ties up and makes another cluster. We want to hit it enough, not too hard, but hard enough that these balls are open after the shot. Let's take a look how Steve does. Oh, now that I didn't notice he had that angle. That's even wiser because now he can shoot the black ball. I believe that's the 8 ball, and move one of these. Now I love the fact that he's not being a statue. He walks around and takes a look from this side. Just what angle do I have? You don't want to get trapped behind that 9 unless if you intend on shooting the this other. Yeah, he did. So he intended on shooting this stripe first. So now he went right to the shot because he knew that he's got these balls as insurance balls. This is the point where I think warrants some thought to think about the pattern in the rack. And yeah, so Steve's doing that. Now, I know he does it on the next shot. Okay, so that was a pretty automatic shot, and I'm not sure if he's thought it through yet or not, but he's about to. Let me let this play a little bit further. He's taking a look at it now and figuring it out. From what he did with the cue ball right now, he can shoot this ball on the side. Obviously, that's super easy. He could also shoot this ball if he wanted to. But he's taking a look at the pattern, and I've called this Rack of the Week route finding. When all of your balls are open, as you can see, he's got all the balls open. He now has a break ball in the 10 ball. All the balls are open. There's no trouble balls, not to speak of, aside from the 7. You want to find a route through the entire rack with minimal cue ball movement. We look at the table, there's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 balls now. And you might think, well, that's a little bit too many. Not really. Not really. Not when all the balls are open. You can find a route through the rack from every ball to the next ball and make a decision about how you want to do it. Your plan can always change, and sometimes it depends on what angle you get and the order that you shoot the balls. But there's often a way in racks like this to find a route through. And I wonder if you've seen it while I've been talking. It doesn't take Steve very long to see it at all. How do we find the route? We work backwards. 10 balls a break ball. Pretty obvious. We'll probably want to use the 1 ball as a key ball. It only works as a key ball because it's so far below the side pocket. It only works as a key ball if you have a very good K2 to get you on it perfectly. And we'll look right here. You want to look diagonally from the pocket and your key ball to find your K2. And there it is. We've got 3 balls. Any of these 3 can work. So what this is telling me, what working backwards like this tells me we want to do is these balls are the ones that are going to remain at the end of this run, at the end of this end pattern. So we're looking for balls that lead naturally one to the other. And I hope you've noticed by now that you shoot the 15 and just roll forward, and that leads you to the 2 in the corner. Well, the 2 in the corner leads you to this ball, which leads you to this ball, which leads you to this ball. Now there's only these 3 balls left, aside from your break ball and your key ball. So in this fashion, you can see that there's a route. It's kind of like a map. You're finding your way through unknown territory, but you can find these waypoints. It's similar to last week where I talked about key balls all the way down. One ball sets up for the next, sets up for the next, sets up for the next. Okay, I've jabbered enough. Let's let Steve shoot him. And there you go. That's how long it took him to recognize the pattern. So he's going to take a look. What he just took a look at, I think, is whether this 1 ball passes. Now, I don't know why you'd do that, because if this is your key ball, then you're shooting the 1 on the side. But just to make sure that all the options are open. So this is pretty simple. It's like connect the dots. And I mentioned this before. Sometimes straight pool can look really easy. It only looks easy. You have to be able to see the pattern, and then you have to be able to keep the cue ball in the pattern. I like this because now he's making a decision about what he wants to do next. You need to be able to clear a couple of these balls so you have a clear path to get on your key ball. And so he's going to make sure, okay, I was going to say he's going to make sure to get an angle, but he's going to be able to stop the cue ball here to get on the 9. What I think you'd want to do is have a low angle. So you want to be on this side and slide up and shoot both of these balls in this corner first. Okay, he's got a different idea. He's going to shoot the 3. I bet I think I remember he comes up here. And that's a good path to send the cue ball, because you have a shot on the 13 here, the 15 here, and the 9 ball here or here. So you're going to have a shot on one of these 3 remaining balls, no matter where the cue ball goes. Pretty obvious that from this position, you're not going to shoot either of these stripes. You can use the 9 to set up for these. When deciding what to do here, let's see what he does. I think you should go to the higher ball first. He should play position for this ball. He's not doing that. This is fine, because we can get the cue ball under control. Notice minimal cue ball movement. The cue ball's barely moved from after it struck each object ball. And okay, that's an interesting choice. So I'm going to hit pause real quick because there were a couple of options there. I was going to say, when he shot the 9 ball, that it would be better to come up to the 15 in the corner, and then you'll either be able to slide this way to shoot the remaining stripe this way, or slide this way to shoot the remaining stripe in that pocket. But either way works. That's not the only way. He played close to straight in on the 9, and it wouldn't have been a mistake either to stop the cue ball here and shoot the 15 in the upper corner. That works as well. But he chose this path, and this I don't have a straight line. He's got to cut the object ball just a little bit to his right, and obviously he wants. I like this because the ghost ball position is here, so the ghost ball is right on the line to the 9 ball key ball in the side pocket. So I love that. This is the type of shot that straight pool players shoot a lot, and what I mean is he's probably using a little bit of left English to spin the object ball in so that he can stick the cue ball right there. That's just a guess. He already knows where he wants the cue ball. He's going to stun a little bit. Oh, just roll. Oh, this, I like that. He's going to roll forward. There are times when you choose to stun the cue ball over here to get on your break ball, to get that nice angle and get close to it. And if you miss-hit it, the cue ball ends up over here. Now you've got a really difficult backwards cut that you're just hoping you can even make. So for that reason, I like his decision a lot better, to just roll forward and off the rail. Then you know that you're not going to be close to the rail, you're going to be off the rail, and you still got that optimal angle. So this time I think this is straight high ball. You want your cue ball to hit the rack and either back up and go through again or curve to the bottom rail. Let's see what happens. Ooh, definitely to the bottom rail. He's another guy after my own heart who wants to hit that ball, hit that break shot hard and get those balls open. I can really appreciate that. Anyway, route finding. What'd you make of that? Hope you liked it. Hope you got something out of it. Thank you, Steve, for all that you do for straight pool. And if you're going to play straight pool, play it straight. And we'll see you next week on Rack of the Week. Bye.